Hey, prediction time for the funniest naming pay-per-view there is, other than Great Balls of Fire that Vince came up with a long time ago. So, this is Wrestlepalooza. We have a guest today. We're predicting Wrestlepalooza. I'm Andrew, Canadian YouTube guy, DA Wrestling. Hey, let's predict some crap. Okay, on today's show, obviously we have our guest because you see him on the side here. This is still a member of DA Wrestling, right? Just took some time off to alleviate some pain of himself. As Doug, he's back, right? As the DA of the DA Wrestling. There you go. There you go. Andrew and Doug. There you go. Right? Before we get started on this, though, like make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Small click for you, big click for us here at DA Wrestling. We appreciate it all. We thank you very much. Make sure you also follow us for the audio version of stuff on Spotify as well as Podbean at DA Wrestling. Same name. Okay, so we're going to start Wrestlepalooza here. Obviously, probably the most funniest name they could probably come up with. I'm sure they could come up with something better, but hey, they decided to go with
Can
this.
I add some context here?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this Wrestlepalooza thing is not out of nowhere.
I'm sure it was
This
an
was
ECW event.
it was an ECW event.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Great Balls of Fire thing. So the only reason why they named it Great Balls of Fire is because they got the license to Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire for that event,
Yeah.
and they were just trying to make as much off of it as they could.
Well, it was a funny pay-per-view
There's your
name.
there's your wrestling history lesson for the episode.
Yes. And if I'm correct, didn't Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe headline that show as Brock was the champion and Samoa Joe challenged him?
Yes, yes.
There you go.
The
There's a
only
trivia question for
one-on-one
you.
contest they ever had.
There's a trivia question for you, folks. Anyway,
Yeah, who made it? Yeah, that's a
let's
good one.
let's let's get started on this one. All right. So we have 5 matches on the card. Obviously, subject to change as always. For instance, the last time we did a prediction video, they made a match on the Friday. That went on the Saturday.
So,
Or Sunday.
barring them not booking anything new on SmackDown, we have 5 matches.
Absolutely. So, first one we're going to start off with here is we're going to start off with the Usos, the returning Usos or reunited Usos versus the Bronze.
Oh,
Braun
you got to give
Breaker
me a
and
minute on
Bronson
this one,
Reed.
homie.
Was
You got to
that?
give me a minute on this one. Okay,
Yeah.
look, they're cooking with gas with Jay right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, just when you think that we're taking a break from the bloodline stuff, there's
Yeah.
always a new tie-in.
Absolutely.
You know, so now I believe this is the start of Jay fulfilling the prophecy that Roman laid on him in 2020. And I do believe this culminates with Jay getting the title back in a heel role, uh, and he becomes like the new tribal chief as Roman just kind of goes even more part-time.
And who says WWE doesn't know how to do long-term storybooking?
This story has gone on literally since August of 2020.
Well, that being said, considering the stuff that we've seen lately with LA Knight as well as Jey Uso, I think, as much as I think the Usos probably going to win, I'm gonna take the Bronson. I'm gonna take Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker to win this entirely based on the fact that LA Knight's probably gonna interfere in some way, shape, or form.
Uh, I don't know. LA kind of got his he kind of got his revenge Monday night dropping Jay with the BFT.
Could
Um, I'm gonna say Usos.
sure,
Um, just not only to be different, but I think that you don't put one of the biggest tag teams that they've built back together and have them lose their first run out.
very true. That's why I said it's possible they're probably gonna win, but I'm gonna take this side here.
That's fine.
Right.
What do you
All
got
right.
next?
Next, here we go. So next, we're gonna go with the vacant women's title. One of my favorites, and obviously one of your favorites on the other corner there. Avio Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for right for the women's vacant world title, which was vacated by Naomi due to her pregnancy. By the way, congratulations again.
Way to go, Big
Now,
Jim.
where you go, Big Jim? Big Jim's Little Jim helped out. Um, so way I see this is I don't see Vaquer losing this match. I think it was preempted before with Naomi having the title for Vaquer to win. I'm going to say Vaquer is still going to be the win this match. I know how you feel about Io Sky. I get it, but I think this is going to be Vaquer winning it.
I mean, if there's an actual like something brewing on this card is the unpredictability,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Because you can very easily go both ways.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, now hold on. I am going to take so you're taking Stephanie?
I was taking Vaquer to win.
Okay. So I'm gonna take EO for one reason.
Sure.
Because I think that they give it back to her because of how good of a job she's done throughout the course of this year.
It's hard to argue that, but you can still argue it.
Or I think maybe Asuka gets involved and turns it on Io,
I think that is something more.
causing causing Vakir to win. Like I'll still take Io, but
I'm
I
going to say that's
like
probably the more
it's
logical way to do it.
yeah.
I think they've been wanting to build Io Sky versus Oscar for a bit now, right? You've seen the tension between them both in the backstage areas and all this stuff
They've
for
never
two.
wrestled. I don't think they've ever wrestled one on one in North America.
No, I think no, not in North America at all. Japan,
They did. They didn't start him.
yeah,
But yeah, not North America.
no. All right, that's that one. Okay, next one.
Well, before we move on, when do you think we get Io Asuka? Do you think we get it at Survivor Series, or do you think that they make us wait till like Rumble? I think it'll depend on where the title is, right?
I think it depends on what the title is. If they're gonna do it, I think if they're gonna do the match, it's probably gonna be they're gonna make sure. Do I think Vakir's gonna have a long title run? Probably not. I like if they're gonna do that match for Io versus Asuka, I can see Vakir holding that title where they revisit Io versus Vakir. This time the title on the line, and Sky wins, and then you have Asuka win the Rumble,
Oh,
or vice
you think
versa.
they can? Do you actually think they can hold off Asuka and Io till WrestleMania?
Well, they've been holding off Rock and Roman for years now, so why the hell not?
That's because The Rock makes his own schedule.
It's true. It's true. Anyway,
Roman's always there
not always. Anyway,
when you need him.
mm. Anyway, next match on the card. I'm gonna skip this one here. We're gonna go with a match that was announced following SmackDown, which was Cody versus Drew for the undisputed title. Now, as much as I would really like to see Drew McIntyre win this, because I just think Drew McIntyre as a heel champion would be fantastic. At this point, there's no way Drew's gonna lose there's no way that Cody's gonna lose to Drew.
Who's left? Who's left for Cody after Drew?
Well, you still have
Randy,
Bronson Reed you can do. You always bring him over
Well,
because
Bronson Reed's on
there's
Raw.
no such thing as these lines anymore of Raw versus SmackDown crap.
Well, then you tie Cody back up with fucking Rollins, which we've been down this road.
Well, you can also always put somebody else in front of him, like Carmelo Hayes, Aleister Black,
Actually, Damian Priest might be next.
even
If I'm
Priest.
being if I'm being honest.
Yeah, even Priest. Like there's other people. Like it doesn't always have to be bad guy versus good guy. It could just be good guy versus good guy.
Yeah, but that's kind of rare. And actually, I finally got around to watching WWE Unreal or
Oh yeah,
Untold,
yep,
whatever, Unreal on Netflix today.
yeah,
I
yeah,
watched the first 4 episodes,
yeah.
and literally, I was listening to Michael Hayes, I
Yep.
believe, was talking about how unappealing face Cena versus face Cody was, which
Yeah.
is kind of why they turned Cena heel at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but it ended up being face versus face anyway at SummerSlam. Because let's be honest, everyone was pro Cena at SummerSlam, and it
Yeah.
was half and half for Cody.
No, no. Again, Roman Reigns about a month ago, right?
Yeah,
He mentioned Cody in his promo, and people were booing pretty hard.
yeah.
Um,
I still think they should pull that trigger on a Cody heel turn, even though they're saying that's not ever going to happen. I think it needs to be pulled at some point because it's going to get you can have Randy do it, or just goddamn do the Randy versus Cody feud for God's sakes already. Seriously,
I can see how you can set that up. Okay, hear me
absolutely,
out.
sure.
Cody narrowly escapes beating Drew McIntyre. Okay.
Yep.
Then in the post match, just Orton slides in behind to celebrate and then just drops Cody. And that's how you end the show. It's not going to end the show because Cena and Lesnar is. We'll get to that. But
You think? Yeah, it's
I
probably
don't
be
know.
Cena Lesnar.
I'm with you. I'll take Cody.
Absolutely. All right. Now, the big return we had on SmackDown, AJ Lee and her husband CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. There ain't no way that, in my eyes, that Punk and AJ Lee are gonna lose this match.
This is the way you let Punk get some measure of revenge on Seth without Seth dropping the title,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And I had a feeling when Becky Lynch interfered in Paris, I figured this is where they were going.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people figure too.
Like, because because then if Lynch gets involved to screw Punk, so then you need another female. It only made sense.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I mentioned on this show before too, the possibility that this is over, depending on how long what AJ Lee's his contract is, or maybe it was just a one-off.
Apparently, it's multiple years.
Okay, so it's multiple years, which means you think they're going
She's
to move
back.
towards. You think was that?
She's back.
Well, then you
Look
think then
look for a one-on-one between Becky and AJ.
that's what I've been saying for the IC title.
Branch. They're gonna branch off
Yeah.
after this mixed tag
Hmm.
because you're doing this mixed tag first for let AJ get her feet wet again,
Pretty much, yeah.
right? Ease her back in, and yeah, yeah, I think it's AJ and Punk.
Yeah, me too. All right. The final match of the thing. Looks like they finally decided who the winner is going to be. If you guys decide now, we just got to pick it. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Probably more likely the main event. So,
Quick shout out to R-Truth
yeah,
for that segment on SmackDown
that
last
was
week.
funny. Um,
I watched it at like 6:30 in the morning on my way into work Saturday, and I
nice.
was just howling.
Um, who do you think of this one? I've argued
Cena.
before on this show that it's a possibility that you're gonna have John win, and then maybe revisit Brock, and Brock's the one that retires him. I've always said in the past too that Roman Reigns might retire John. We
Here's
haven't seen
where I
that
see
real
it.
food that match yet either.
Here's where I see it.
Sure.
We don't see Brock for almost 2 years,
Yep.
right? He comes back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently this was at request of John Cena.
Yeah.
I've heard this. I
Yeah. I've
can't
heard that
confirm
too. I think I've even gone over it too.
it. And if that's the case, I could see this being one and done. And this is quietly Lesnar's retirement match.
Hmm. It's a possibility. Right.
So
It's
who do
it's
you
a.
got?
I'm gonna take John. because I think they might want to revisit. Now, a corner also thinking reports as well too, right? WWE legal say considering all this stuff, even though this case is still pending, the fact that no evidence, well, there's evidence, but encounters apparently didn't happen.
Without getting too far into the weeds about this.
Exactly, that's why I'm trying to stay away from it as much as possible. WWE law apparently has claimed it's okay for Lesnar to return.
No, I get that, but like this case is still ongoing.
It will be ongoing for a
That,
while.
but that's the only thing in my head.
Yep.
Um, but anyways, I'm not here to talk about Brock Lesnar's future, whatever. I think
No.
this might be one and done.
Okay.
And Brock is not a big grandstandy type guy.
Yeah.
I could like we all thought the one with Cody 2 years ago was his retirement match,
Yeah.
right? You know, the way he was very like out of character after the
Yeah.
match
Absolutely.
with Cody.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all thought that was that, and that would have been a fine send off for Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely, it would be.
But you know, money talks, right?
And no, I don't think anybody saw John Cena's retirement tour thing happening too.
I heard a quick little suggestion as to how John Cena's final night might end.
Yeah.
You have him face whoever, and then just as he's about to leave, similar to SummerSlam, but instead of Brock Lesnar, it's The Rock that comes out and impromptu challenges him to one last fight. And then you play the greatest hits, have John go over, and then it ties up all the loose ends of that heel turn,
Well, that's true, right?
right? Um, I
Yeah.
understand that they kind of dropped it because of Travis Scott,
Yeah.
but
Well,
still, I guess if you got John, I'll just take Brock for the hell of it, but
yeah.
I still think John's gonna win.
Yeah. I mean, it's still to be determined who's going to be Brock, who's going to be John's final guy there. As I said, I've argued it. I've said it could be Roman Reigns. It could also be Brock doing it later. So, I mean, but now that you said The Rock, that also makes sense too. But also his schedule plays a factor, right? So you can't exactly rely on
Well,
The Rock.
funny enough, someone showed me the video when I was at work
Yeah.
of Cody returning last Friday night,
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh, he's back from filming Street Fighter,"
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of why they took out Roman in Paris. Which,
That is why, because he's
by the way,
Kuma.
I know I haven't been on here in a while.
Yeah.
That is one of the best post-match beatdowns I've ever witnessed. That
Yeah.
was excellent from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it makes me want Roman to come back and kick both these guys' asses.
For
Because you
sure.
got the one-on-one with Bronson. Now you need to do the one-on-one with Braun. Then, once he's taken both of them out, then he can go after Seth.
Fair.
Seth has like 3 long-term programs in the making.
Pretty much. Anyway, that being said, those are predictions for Wrestlepalooza, everybody, right? It's Saturday, right? Because I was confused. Last time I thought it was
This
Saturday,
Saturday,
and
yes,
it
it
was
is.
turned out to be Sunday.
Yeah, Clash was weird.
Yeah.
But
So,
yes, it is this Saturday, September
yep.
20th,
Yep.
from the Field House in Indianapolis, Indiana,
Yep.
live on Netflix
And ESPN for all you people there in the
and
US.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, guys.
until then,
Sorry, guys. I apologize for that one, I guess. But hey, we got it here in Canada on Netflix. So,
hmm, but
international.
it is what it is, man.
Absolutely.
Until next time, take
Make
it
sure
easy.
you make sure, guys, you follow us on DA Wrestling at X, Spotify, TikTok. Right? Click the little button here on YouTube. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Enjoy Wrestlepalooza. Later.